You are making decisions, choosing to do things that's jacking up your life. You don't have to be there. Your choices put you there. You don't have to live like that. It's your choices that keep you there. Notice the book of Proverbs in the 15th chapter. Notice the book of Proverbs in the 15th chapter. Verse number 21. Notice Proverbs 15 and 21. The scripture said, folly is joy to him who is destitute of discernment. Folly having to deal with foolishness. It's amazing how some people can operate in foolishness, yet they find pleasure in it. They find joy in acting a fool. Remember that now. Folly is joy to him who is lacking of divine discernment. Now notice Proverbs the second chapter. Notice Proverbs the second chapter. And notice verse number 3. Proverbs second chapter, verse number 3. He said, yes, if you cry out for discernment, and if you lift up your voice for understanding. Solomon goes on to say that God will basically give it to you. But notice, you got to cry out for it. Now remember, the person that takes pleasure or finds joy in foolishness is lacking divine discernment. Solomon says here the way to get it is to cry out for it or to hunger for it. And so based upon that, I want to speak from the subject this morning, divine discernment. Look at your neighbor and just tell him or her, our subject this morning, divine discernment. Based upon your level of discernment and what type discernment that is, it will govern or determine the type of choices that you make in life. Believe it or not, the choices or the things that we choose to do are primarily based upon the type of discernment that we walk in. And whether you are a Christian or non-Christian, your choices can jack up your life. You can be a child of God, someone claiming to be spirit-filled, but if you're not careful, you're not in the place you need to be, or you're not walking in divine discernment, the choices that you make can jack up your life, can ruin your life. Not only will your choices jack up your life, the choices that you make can jack up your money. Can have your money and can have you in a financial storm that really you shouldn't be in, but because of your lack of divine discernment, you stay broke when you should have some money. We got to be honest when we look at our financial state, especially in time past, that everything we went through wasn't a trial. It wasn't of God. Some of what I took myself through and some of what I took my family through was just me making stupid decisions. Yeah, yes, it was. It was me choosing to do something that at the end of the day, I had no business doing that. I was saved, but I wasn't praying. I wasn't acknowledging God. I was just making decisions based upon how I was feeling. And tell somebody, that can be dangerous right now. Woo, shout that somebody, say, that can be dangerous. How many know I'm right? Anytime you making a decision and the only reason you choosing to do that is because you feel like it's the right thing, do you not realize how many decisions you have made that again put you in peril or in distress and you felt it was the right thing to do? You argued with folk that it was the right thing. You fell out with people because they said it was wrong. Yet you stood your ground and said, I know I'm right. Only in the end to just be way off. Woo! Oh, and we do not want to admit it, but there are some of us, you doing that this morning. You are making decisions, choosing to do things that's jacking up your life. You don't have to be there. Your choices put you there. You don't have to live like that. It's your choices that keep you there. Your choices can jack up your marriage. And it won't be that you two don't love each other. It's just that one or both just choosing to do things that's harming the marriage, that's causing division rather than unifying. I do what I want to do. Yeah, to a certain extent, but as a married person, you have to remember that to a certain extent, you are accountable to the person to whom you marry. If you wanted to be on your own, you should have remained single. But when you decided to hook up with somebody, you two should be striving to be one. But when you're fighting each other, and making a whole lot of stupid choices, no wonder the marriage is in ruin. Now, when people make choices that, again, I'm going to be saying this quite often, that jack up their life, a lot of folk are unwilling to look in the mirror. They are unwilling to examine their decisions. They are unwilling to look at how they think. They are unwilling to take a close examination and see if they're the problem. A lot of people do stupid things, and then they want to shift the blame. My fault. I wouldn't be here if my skin color was something different. This is all about being black. This is all about the fact that I was born such and such. I'm just keeping it real. Does any of it have to do with you being lazy? Does any of it have to do with you not wanting a job? Do any of it have to do with you running from responsibility? Does that have anything? No, that ain't got nothing to do with it. It's just that folk try to keep the man, they try to keep you down. The man don't want you to get ahead. Is that really it? Or is it your choices? Young people, look closely at your decision, because you don't want to be doing stupid things and just saying, well, I'm young, I got time to correct all of this. You be surprised, those of us that made decisions when we were young that we paid for years. Some things are easy to get in and hard to get out of it. Some decision costs you big time. You can get saved, but you can't erase that decision that you chose to make. And y'all know we have young folk like that now. They just living young. They just balling and shot calling and just turning up and just listen to me. While you turning up, you gonna pay for that decision. While you posting that crazy mess on Facebook, it could cost you your dream job. Folk do crazy stuff and wonder why they cannot get ahead. Who gonna hire you as a CEO and then they look at your social media stuff and you on here getting high? And you think I want you handling my multi-million-dollar account, and here you is with your homeboys or your homegirls, drunk out of your mind, talking foolishness. You can decide to hook up with people and think it's what you need to be doing, not realizing that's one of the biggest mistakes you make. Later on, not only will you regret hooking up with them, but you'll regret that you ever met them. I wish I would have never even met you. Well, I didn't make you. You wanted all this. You told me you couldn't live without me. I couldn't at the time, but I was out of my mind. I was making stupid choices. And some folk, like it or not, they do things that are unwise, and then they blame God. They blame God. Or they'll blame the church. And one of their favorite ones, hey, just blame the preacher. I mean, some of you think you know what it means to be pastor. Man, I get blamed for stuff I don't even know about. They go up there. She just got through doing such and such. That man ain't teaching them. Why in the world would that girl go do that and mess up her life? I didn't know the girl did it. If you, she know I don't teach that. But guess what? When folk leave, they do what they want to do. Some of you come to church. Yes, you are taught. Yes, you know better. But you don't leave out of here and do better. You act like you don't know anything. Sometimes. I know that's tough. That's tough. Some of us, the way we handle finances, folk would think you have never been taught what money is. Do y'all know it's a difference in monopoly money and real money? I mean, I played the game Monopoly. I mean, you can do things with that fake money, and then when you don't like the result, just start the game over. Just mess up the board. Just mess up the board. Let's start over. Let's start over. But in real life, man, the choices you make with your finances can determine whether you have or don't have, whether you lose or gain, whether you eat or starve. And you think I'm playing around now? No. I can't. But here's the key. Don't ever shift the blame. Even when you mess up, just confess up. Not only when you mess up, confess up, but most importantly, you have to learn from your mess ups. You have to learn from your mistake, even if it's a costly error. And you say, this is going to cost me. Yeah, but listen, learn from it. Learn something from that.